Hello everyone, and welcome to my EastEnders Media News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Some readers might find the discussion of sexual abuse in this article upsetting. Next week, Bianca Jackson returns to Walford and gets settled in right away. Whitney Dean, her stepdaughter, discovers her lies regarding Brittany Wainwright exposed in the meantime. While Lexi Pierce investigates the suspicious Nadine Keller, Stevie Mitchell aspires to reconcile with her estranged son Billy Mitchell. Family members of Yolanda Truman are concerned about her actions in the wake of her recent attack, and Linda Carter and Denise Fox are finding it difficult to deal with their own guilt. Anna Knight is finally faced with a devastating family development: the return of Bianca Jackson to Walford. When Sonia Fowler returns to Albert Square, she is taken aback to see her sister Bianca, who is then presented to Sonia's partner, Rice Caldwell. When Bianca learns that Whitney's partner Zach Hudson has disappeared, she becomes sidetracked and goes to their house to demand an explanation. When Zach gets home, he makes an effort to evade Bianca's questions, but ultimately gives up and leaves. Following an open discussion with Linda, Bianca talks to Zach and finds a method to console a distraught Bernie Taylor, taking advantage of the chance to land a job at the cafe at the same time. After a heartfelt conversation, Bianca urges the heartbroken young woman to go back to her job. Can Bianca assist Whit as well, given how quickly she makes her presence known? 2. Whitney Dean no longer has Brittany Wainwright under her care. Zach and Whitney run across Wida, a mother who tells Zach about her son's experience with Usher syndrome, a disorder Brittany recently received a diagnosis for. The next day, Whitney meets with Brittany's teacher to discuss the child's diagnosis. However, Rice taints the conversation by disclosing that Whit is not Brittany's mother. Unaware when social services show up to take Brittany away for her own safety until they can verify Whitney's account of events with Brittany's mother, Whitney is taken aback. Keely Wainwright. Bianca and Zach team up to find Keely, while Whitney is inconsolable. After meeting the couple at Walford East, Bianca criticizes Keely's parenting, which makes Keely remark that Brittany would be better off somewhere else, and things go much worse. Will Whitney always be without Brittany? 3. Billy Mitchell and Stevie Mitchell attempt to get back in touch. After Honey Mitchell's unexpected proposal at the London Marathon, Billy gives her her new engagement ring at the Vic. However, the joyous occasion is short-lived as Billy's father Stevie shows up. Billy and Phil Mitchell let Stevie know that he is not welcome in Walford after the Mitchells are taken aback by his visit. Billy walks out as Stevie puts on his charm offensive and Phil realizes through it. Billy is reassured by Honey, who also urges him to talk to his father. Billy and Stevie have an open discussion regarding his early years back at the house. When the late Jamie Mitchell is mentioned, things quickly take a bad turn, and Billy tells his father to leave his life. Billy is incensed when Stevie shows up unexpectedly, and Honey advises him to make a greater effort if he hopes to have a connection with his son. He tells him to go once more, but Honey and Lexi try to talk Billy into giving Stevie a chance. Despite Billy's insistence that he has no interest, Lexi chooses to ask her great-grandfather Stevie for assistance with Jay Brown and Nadine. 4. Lexi Pierce asks for assistance in exposing Nadine Keller. When Nadine shows up and informs Lexi that she has been ejected from her home, Lexi becomes irritated. Billy volunteers to watch Lexi while she pretends to be sick in order to avoid going to school. However, Lexi later informs Billy that she saw Nadine drinking and that Jay didn't believe her. Billy reaches out to Jay, but he unintentionally steps in when he offers a DNA test to establish that Jay is the father of Nadine's child. In an attempt to win the family over, Nadine sets up peace cocktails at the bar. However, after Stevie spoils the week, Lexi asks him to assist her in her situation. After Lexi and Stevie arrive at the apartment, Stevie pushes Nadine to take a DNA test, but as the day goes on, Stevie starts to have doubts about Nadine. Nadine is clearly lying about something, But will Stevie be able to expose her deception? 5. Concern over Yolanda Truman is growing. When Yolanda overreacts to Levi's worries over her absence from prayer group, Denise and Patrick Truman are taken aback. Yolanda seeks solace in the laundry room, but she breaks down in tears and confesses her spiritual dilemma to Jean Slater during their talk. After giving Yolanda some food for thought, Jean heads back home to inform the family that she wants to set up Jordan, Chelsea Fox's son, for baptism. Yolanda pushes the topic, which makes Chelsea angry and demands that she get out of her and Jordan's lives. Later, after feeling bad, Denise and Patrick get Chelsea to alter her mind while she makes apologies to a happy Yolanda. Unaware, Chelsea informs sexual predator Pastor Clayton, Howard Sadler, about the baptism when she runs into him. Taking the initiative, he invites Chelsea to the community center so they can talk about the plans. Fearing for her safety, Yolanda goes to the center to tell Chelsea to leave after learning that Chelsea is with Pastor Clayton. Yolanda's actions are questioned by Chelsea and Levi, but she hides. Patrick is urged to schedule a doctor's appointment for Yolanda by Chelsea and Denise, who are growing more concerned for her. However, Yolanda is still intimidated by Pastor Clayton, so she prohibits him from being present for Jordan's baptism. When Patrick gets home and hears the smoke alarm go off, he becomes more concerned since Yolanda allowed the hob to catch fire while she was preoccupied with prayer. Will Yolanda be able to go past Pastor Clayton's abuse of her and open up? When Vinnie Panisar puts up flyers advertising the cafe's reopening, Denise and Linda are overcome with guilt. Bernie declines Vinnie's invitation to come inside, traumatized by discovering her elder brother Keanu Taylor's, Danny Walters, body within the structure. Denise and Linda plotted with the other women to frame rapist Dean Wicks for Keanu's death. Wicks is already serving a prison sentence for the crime, but Linda's guilt will never go away because she was the one who killed him. Will she ultimately come clean? Speaking with her adoptive grandfather Eddie Knight against her family's wishes, Anna learns that the late Grandma Gloria Knight's funeral has already occurred. Anna is anxious to tell her father, George Knight, Colin Salmon, about the news because he was offended when Eddie forbade him from attending the burial and insisted on burying Gloria against her final wishes. In what way will George respond to this most recent, severe blow? In addition to having 10 UK top 10 hits and 8 UK top 10 albums, they were also embroiled in one of the messiest public feuds in pop history. After playing the last show of their 10th anniversary tour in March 1990, the band made the decision to take a sabbatical for the first time in order to focus on solo and acting endeavors. However, a bitter argument about allegiance led to a full-blown breakup, with Tony, John, and Steve failing in their attempts to sue Gary in a high court battle.